What's up? This video is for our hosts for Easter weekend. So if you are just regular small group leader but not hosting on stage, feel free to watch this so that you know what's going on. But you are not going to have to do any of the things I'm about to say. So don't feel like you have to watch this, but you're more than welcome to just know what's going on. So if you're hosting, thank you so much. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have a stinking blast. And the biggest question I ask myself with all things on stage is like, is this dumb enough? Okay, I want kids. Kids are silly. Kids are dumb in the best sort of way. So I just like to embrace that and go, man, we're going to have such a good time. We're going to be structured about it, but we're going to be silly with it. So let me just say what we're going to start off with. It's a little bit different. We're going to start a little bit earlier. So normally we would start 15 minutes into service. We're going to try and start 10 minutes into service. So if you're at the 8 o'clock service, we're going to start at 8:10. If you're at the 4:30 service, we're going to start at 4:40, okay? What you're going to do, you have an important job. First of all, you need to introduce yourself because kids, we have a lot of visitors on Easter. So even they won't know me, and I'm here all the dang time. But like nobody regularly comes to the 6:30 service on Saturday because it doesn't exist normally. So you just assume that nobody knows who you are. Okay, that's the approach I'm taking. Nobody knows who I am. What's up? My name's Trevor. I'm so glad you're here. Who has already hit an Easter egg hunt this week? Because even if you're that Thursday night service, that first service, we had a hunt 30 minutes prior. Okay, or just before. Who's already hit an Easter egg hunt? Man, who's going to grandma's house to have dinner? Who's going over to a friend's house to have Easter lunch? Whatever, So just a quick intro. Man, I'm Trevor. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to have so much fun. Here's what I need you to do for me, though. I need you to have your eyes, and it's in the planning center. I need you to have your eyes on me because right now I'm the speaker. When you go to your small group and you're speaking, eyes are on you. But for right now, eyes are on the speaker. That is me. I need your ears to be listening. We're going to play some games. We're going to have some fun, but we cannot do that if you will not listen. Your lips need to be zipped because if you are talking, then you cannot be listening. And then also if you're talking, you're probably looking at someone else, not at me. So your eyes on the speaker, ears listening, lips are zipped, your hands and your feet, they got to stay to yourselves, man. You can't be poking your neighbors. What are you doing? What are you talking about here? And then the last thing is your brains are engaged. I want to make sure you are like fully zoned in and paying attention. Now this is tough because this weekend, kids are not going to be sitting in chairs. They're going to be on the floor. And that means we're going to say to them, like that means if you're laying and rolling around on the ground, your brain is not engaged. Now leaders, this is what I want you to say to them. Leaders, you're sitting with your kids on the floor. If they're not sitting with their kids, they need to be sitting with their kids. This is your cue. So at 6:30, I know I have 3 high schoolers who are leading together. They're hosting. You are the one in charge of that room at that time. You're going to say, hey, help me. Leaders, sit with your kids because if your brains are not engaged, leaders, I need you to jump in and go, hey buddy, I need you to engage your brain. Okay. So that's all going on. And then you say, hey, we are going to jump right into some games, but I have 2 major announcements and our kids have heard these a little bit, but they haven't been fully said to them. And these are, again, you have slides on the screen and they are here. First thing is this: in 2 weeks, April 11th and 14th, we have our next XP, the Amazing Chemistry Show. And then the AV guy or girl, we'll put that on the screen behind you. We have the Amazing Chemistry Show. It's a science theme. We're going to do an hour-long science show, blowing stuff up, freezing liquid nitrogen. We're going to freeze a banana and shatter it with a hammer. Okay, we're going to have a great time. It's going to be awesome. The guy coming, you don't have to know this. His name's Jared. He's from North Carolina, and he is absolutely phenomenal. The next announcement is that let's see, on April 10th, okay, so in a week, in 10 days, kids camp registration is going to open up. Summer camp. You can get signed up for camp. Ironically, at the Easter egg hunts, we're handing out cards that say on this side, on this side of the card is XP, and on this side of the card is camp. So they may have even heard this already coming into it, but we're going to be really excited. We're going to push that. Now, who wants to play some games? I have 3 games for you. We will play likely 2 of the games. The reason for the 3 games is that if a kid comes at 3:30, or let's see, at 3:30, no, 3 o'clock is the first Saturday service. Kid comes at 3 o'clock and then comes at 4:30 because parents are serving somewhere. It's not all the same. So when I say, I'm going to walk through all 3 games, but you won't play all 3 games. Does that make sense? I hope so. You can't respond to me right now and tell me if it does or does not. So let me just say this. The first game is called the Easter Rhyme Race. And what's going to happen is behind you on the screen is going to be a big word that is Easter adjacent as far as it rhymes with something Easter. So if the word on the stage is, or on the screen is handy, the first kid who can shout candy wins. Okay, they get a point because candy rhymes with handy. Or if it's the word is floss, what's the Easter word? I don't know if you said it. Cross. Okay, so it's just any kid can play and shout it out from there. The other way that you can do it is pull 2 kids up on stage and you give them each a microphone because we'll have 2 mics. And so you have to give up yours because we have 2. So you have to give one to kid A and one to kid B, and you do the exact same game. Hey, what rhymes with handy? And the first kid who can shout candy, they win. Okay, so that's option 1 or game number 1. Game number 2, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Game number 2 is called Unscrambled Eggs. It's called something different technically on the screen, but I like this name better. It's Easter words scrambled up. So it's all the letters to spell he is risen. Okay, but it's terrible example because he would just be backwards and is would just be backwards. But it's the letters that spell out Easter words. So even it would be like Easter bunny, but all the letters are jumbled up. So now kids are like they're trying to do word math in their head. I would probably not put those 2 games on the same service because it's like 2 very word heavy games. But still, those are both options for you there. The third game is called Egg Lasers, and it is simply there's going to be like an Easter egg hunt on the screen. It's a regular picture, and some of them are very easy and some of them are very difficult. However, every kid is going to have. I don't know if you hold on. Let's see if we can get a better one for you. Not every kid, 3 kids. You're going to hand out these laser pointers. We have a blue, a green, and a red. There we go. You are going to show them a picture. It's of a landmark, or it's of a city street, or it's of something like that. And somewhere in the picture, there is an egg that is hiding. Like I said, some of them very obvious, very easy. Some of them a little more difficult. None of them are crazy hard because it is a game for children at the end of the day. So you're going to let 3 kids play, and so you'll know who finds it first based on which laser pointer gets there first. And so you're going to pick 3 kids, play a couple rounds, and then have them trade laser pointers again. We played a game almost exactly like this past weekend. I just wanted to test it and see if kids would like it. They loved it, so we're gonna keep that in there. When all that is done, we're going to do worship. We have 1 song for worship. Normally it's 2. But we picked a new song. So it's new for all of our kids, which I think is helpful. That way, if you're a guest, you don't go, how does everyone know this? I don't know this. Nobody knows it. And then with no chairs, they have tons of room to sing and to dance, and they are all going to have received glow sticks on the way in because our theme is glow in the dark, and our video series has been leading up to a glow party. So then for worship, we'll kill the lights, have some stage lights, and then they'll get to sing and dance with their glow sticks on. It'll be great. When that is done, we go right into the story, which is on video, AV. We'll just click the button. It'll go. When that is done, host, you're going to say, hey, thanks so much for spending some time with me. Thanks so much for playing games, having fun, listening to the story. We're going to head back to small groups. First grade, you guys can head back to your small groups. Second grade, you guys can head. You're going to dismiss them back to their groups, and then you're done. So if all you're doing is hosting, some of my hosts, you're also a small group leader. But in this case, if you are, again, like my Thursday night hosts, or not Thursday, my Saturday night hosts, I only have you hosting. And so when that's done, like you can high five kids on the way out, and then you can take off. I'm just glad that you're here. I'm glad you're helping out. Hope you have a great time. If you have any more questions for me, ask early, ask ahead of time. It's always easier for me to tell you now rather than feel rushed and make you go like, man, I don't know when I'm supposed to be doing what. So if any questions, reach out, and I'm excited. We're going to have a great time. Until then, peace out.